Hey! Greetings and salutations to you people of the interwebs. Today we're going to be looking at this guy. This is Planet X's Cacus. It's an IDW stylized MP kind of scale Grimlock, and look at that, how big this bugger is. Look at him. Absolutely massive. Goes down straight into a size comparison. Here he is next to the Beasts of the Mesozoic Kickstarter I looked at recently. The adult Triceratops. By Jove, they look good together. Look at that! Wow, bloody hell! We want to put more into a standard, so that's a 1/18th scale adult Triceratops. Here he is with a deluxe class transformer, siege sideswipe. Oof! Oh, massive! To the Dreadnought, Dread Pirate, Zanzibar. Hello. Yeah. To standard Marvel Legends, Sweet Boy, Shatterstar, and on a semi-regular guest appearance, that Barista of the North, Fisto. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I've seen part 2 of Revelations now. Oh boy. Right. Head sculpt is gorgeous. It's straight out of that Nick Roach art. Followed on by, also expanded upon by Alex Milne. He's got a big jaw. He's got a big jaw. It opens very wide. He also has this robo-tongue, which cannot be outdone. I think, unless it had various points of articulation in it, so you can actually get some cool licking motions with that. But I think that might be the best Transformers tongue. It's certainly the best Transformers tongue of 2021. Got all these gold details here in the neck with a silver top plating, so it's less exposed parts there where you'd be roughed down on, even though it really towers over everything. So you'd think that'd be quite sensitive to be shot at, really, by all these smaller figures. It's got these tiny little T-Rex arms. They're all made of scythes, basically, you know, big sharp angles. So that's gonna, you know, his arms, his tiny T-Rex arms are still bigger than most, you know, they're still regular Transformer arm size. So, you know, we're still gonna pack a punch if you ever get in range or something. Not really any wiggle waggle here in the torso. There is some play in the legs here. There's these big die cast shoulder pieces. Are they still shoulders? The thigh pieces, I suppose. There's a wiggle here. The bottom of the leg, double jointed knee. Gorgeous sounding ratchets. Bit of a heel spur going on, and a tilt here at the heel. There's some movable end of toes. So yeah, plenty of movement going on here. And then he's got this wiggle waggle on his tail, a lot of play there, which is cool because it does, and it is split in half at the moment. It does split in half. So whenever I see like a Snarl, particularly the Dinobots, he doesn't have an articulated tail because his tail splits in two. There's ways to do it. There's ways to build it where it does split in two, but you can still hold lots of articulation in there. And I'd love to see something like that on a Snarl figure, because I think, you know, being a Stegosaurus, that's, you know, its primary weapon is Fracazog, and you really want to see that articulated. So all in all, it looks really impressive. This is one of these figures that one of the niggling points of the figure is that it looks good in both modes. However, to transition between those two modes is not so much fun. So it kind of puts a dumper on it, because, you know, a lot of figures, they've got one strong mode, and the other mode is, you know, it's kind of okay. And if it's a rubbish transformation, if it's a no fun transformation, it doesn't make you feel so bad that you're not going to you see that mode very often, because you're just going to forget about it. Now this guy, I really love this dinosaur mode, but I don't particularly want to transform him very often. The case in point is these bits, this bit here on the back. I've not managed to transform it properly, so I've just had to roughly kind of remove it and just click it into place. So I'm doing it dinosaur to robot mode, and I think this is going to be, for the sake of doing a unedited video, that's the only way to do this guy, because to do him robot mode to T-Rex mode, well, there ain't enough memory card on my device to record how long and frustrating a video for both you and me that would be. Yeah, and like I say, we're not an instructional channel here. This is more like seeing the frustration on the end user's face, rather than any kind of instructions for people who have bought this figure or trying to figure out how to transform it. Because, like I say, I'm already not sure how these bits go. What I do know is that on paper, it's pretty much, this is a standard Grimlock transformation. This back half of him forms the legs. This front half forms the arms and chest. This front half is relatively easy to transform. Touch wood. This leg bit is bloody awkward. So what we're going to do first of all is going to move bits out of the way, just make sure everything from this front half is unpegged from this leg part, and then we're just going to start by kind of trying to figure out how we got these together. It doesn't help that I bought this a while ago, I transformed in, and I've been looking at him and going, I really should do a video on this figure. But I know once I do, I'm not sure when I'm going to see the T-Rex mode ever again. So I've been delaying. I've been delaying putting this video out, or making this video rather. So I've kind of then, that memory of how this actually transforms has kind of whiffed away slightly. I'm sure we are completely in the wrong place. We're not, because we're on the legs. The legs are kind of the annoying part. It's trying to get enough clearance to be able to move things around and kind of And the instructions as well that this came with are absolutely awful. Planet X, you need to do better. It's just, everything here is just so tightly packed together. I kind of want to get these bits down. They're so tightly packed together, and we're supposed to have these bits colliding around there as well. So you can imagine what that would be like. So I'm not getting the toe out yet. I'm trying to counter yeah, here we go. So, oh, he's got me jumper. Bad Grimlock. Just as you're trying to get out of your funk, you grab your moving jumper. Right. Is this one of the ones where? Tail fold inside. That closes up. And then it's basically trying to get this double knee to where you want it to be. Double knee where you want it to be. Like so. That's one leg done. Ho ho! Hold on to your butts, people. We might be here for a long ride. Have people had a good Christmas? Let us know in the comments below how your Christmases have been. If you've got anything funky. So basically it's just trying to tell this leg here that it needs to be up here. Right, there you go. There we go. There's a panel here that needs to be told what to do, basically. And again, get this tail. How do we start the way? Oh no, hang on, I'm getting this wrong. We flick all three panels out. There's three panels now in these legs. And we do the full three panels here. To give a full boxed in look. That's almost like a tape con, that. Cassetticon. Close the door. And that would also mean there's a corresponding bit here that we forgot about. Bear with us, folks. Our usual level of competence shall be with you shortly. He's also a big figure and quite heavy. So you get that point, you go, my arms are feeling a little bit, actually feeling a little bit strained. There we go. I'm pretty sure these bits connect here. I'm not entirely sure which way around they are. I think it's this way. I think it's... You just have to trust me. Like I say, there'll be other people we can know and trust. They'll give us a detailed transformation of this guy. This is just a grown man getting frustrated by a piece of plastic. So, and then working on this bit up here, which is another bit that's kind of tabbed together. Oof. So we untap that. Move these side bits up. Then you'll see with the dino arms, they're ratcheted so that the top of the shoulders at the bottom. So now it's got so many ratchet joints in these arms, you have to make sure that you're upturning the right joint to get him to be in the right position. So I then move these shoulder plate pieces down. We'll get this back piece, plug that in, get the head piece, plug that in. We can kind of arrange the arms, dino arms, as we like. Then flip his ears up, not forgetting, finally, flip his arms around, pull his hands out, flip that round, and let's just see, yeah, get that, so his arms come out. And there we have, whew, Oh boy, there we have IDW Grimlock in his full-on robot mode. God, I hope my camera's recording. It's one of those, like, because you can just see the back of the phone, and I'm just presuming everything is okay. It's got this head sculpt. It's cool. I say it's cool. I still prefer other Grimlock's head sculpts compared to this, but you know, it's got a unique thing about it. I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of Beta Ray Bill from the Marvel 4 comics, but I don't know if it's something to do with the eyes or the ears, or it's just that kind of the way that his chin just sticks out ever so slightly. It's almost starting to become that horse face of his. But yeah, and just see him as like an alternate Grimlock. Like Beta Ray Bill is an alternate 4. I don't know. He's further to this superhero motif, whereas most Grimlocks have that gold chest and that little bit of, you know, brown tech, you know, clear plastic tech detail on it. He's got the silver chest with this like gold logo that's almost some kind of superhero symbol with that bit of translucent there, some tech details inside. Yeah, so it's almost like a superhero logo on his chest there. Oh, ratchets everywhere. Yeah. As you'd expect, this guy has all the articulation you will want for a figure of this caliber. So he's got a head, some kind of ball joint. You can look up quite a bit, look down. There is also a slight hinge at his neck to aid in that. I'm not sure who who this guy will be looking up to, but probably there's also a lot of people he'll need to look down on, and he's got a ab crunch to aid in that. There is also a torso movement. It's more of a side to side at the torso. Again, big old ratchets for a full rotation at the arm. You know, this back bling gets in the way, obviously. But yeah, going out on a ratchet, you can move his shoulders up. I'm not sure which way is the robot way, which way is the dinosaur way. But yeah, I think maybe that's the robot way, because it gives a better proportion for his shoulders, and it gives him a nice bit where it hangs over the chest there. When you do that, there's that rotation there, the bicep again, there's that double joint, and there's a swivel and a ball joint at the hand, as well as individual jointed fingers and thumb. Yeah, so I said, we talked about the ab crunch, universals at the legs with all these skirts being able to get out of the way, thigh swivel, double jointed knee. I can occasionally pop that kneecap off, and there's a swivel here at the foot. This not got much articulation here on these big old doofy legs, but especially if you're not sure you've pegged everything in correctly, all these different doors. But yeah, he's great. Love him. He's got weapons as well, obviously. You wouldn't think we'd leave these out, would you? So he's got a big sword. Let's talk about this sword for a second. There's something about how we've cut the translucent material of this sword with those angles, those diamond angles, that just makes it extra specially magic. It's just the way it reflects light is gorgeous. Just red plastic with a bit of gold detail there. There is a magnet maybe here. I don't know. There's a bit of metal there. So I'm not entirely sure what that's for. If there's any kind of... Yeah, because he's got die cast on his shoulders, but I can't see any kind of magnet or anything like that that would go to. But you know, there's a groove in his hand which the sword will slot into, and then he also has this big double-barreled cannon, typical Grimlock gun, black plastic, a little bit of red on there, and this, actually it's a very stubby handle. When you look at the size of the handle on the sword, and the gun is just that little bit stubbier, which means it just struggles a little bit. If it was the full length of the hand, I think this it'd plug in no problem. But especially when I'm on camera, trying to multitask, it's just a little bit harder to, let's just make a fist first. It's frustratingly not wanting to go in. It does go in, but not when you're on a when you're being timed. Size comparison again. Massive figure. Deluxe, Sideswipe, Siege, War for Cybertron. Yeah, biggie. Zanzibar, the Dreadnought Dread Pirate. Oh, that's a fun scale. With our sweet boy, Shatterstar, one of X-Force's founding members, and rudely shat upon in Deadpool 2. And he owns the vape shop down the road. It's Fisto. How you doing? When you want to go get some craft beers sometime? Right. Yeah, really like this figure. Really impressed with it. Don't know if I want to ever transform him again. Maybe it'll get easier the more I transform it. Maybe I'll just get more annoyed the more I transform him. I think that's it. You go two ways with the figures. Some figures you kind of learn the tricks about it. Some of the figures, there's not really any tricks. It's all about perseverance. And there go. The transformation doesn't get any easier. It just gets more frustrating as you go along, because you think, I should know how to transform this figure by now. I know how to transform this figure. I can physically see it in my head how this figure transforms, but doing it with my hands is a completely different matter. That's just the way it is. But it's a highly recommended. It's excellent figure. Looks beautiful. Like it's just come out of those comic books. But yeah, that's my opinion. You're entitled to your own. You can even fire it off in the comments below. And let's see what's going on and what's cracking. Hopefully we'll be recording the top 10 of 2021 soon. Spoiler alert, he's going to be in there, so I thought I'd get him, do a video about him now, rather than later. Till next time, be excellent to each other, party on dudes, and because you deserve it, let's give each other the most fantabulously festive fist bumping, shall we? Fisto! Fisto!